Hello, brothers and sisters. I am standing outside the doors of Wichita Bible Church, your home church, and thought I'd do something a little bit different with today's video. I've been thinking a lot about just different ways that we can be praying for each other and even the ministries here at Wichita Bible Church, and so I thought I would walk around the building a little bit in this video today and maybe mention some things to be praying about. I decided to start my little video tour here on the front porch for a few reasons. One, I wanted to give you a little bit of a very common look to our parking lot. That's actually my car, but this parking lot looks like this most days and has now for about 6 to 7 weeks, with the exception of a Sunday live stream. And this is becoming a little bit too common and too often occurring. Right here, if you have not seen this, haven't been by the church, you actually get a better look at it like this way. We've had a sign on our door here since the stay-at-home from, I think Secretary created, or Sylvia created this, about the sovereignty of God and watching on live stream. So this is a little bit of what our church looks like from the outside. And as we move inside, obviously nothing's going to be new to you, but just thought we'd walk around a little bit and talk about some different things we can be praying about. Obviously, everybody knows about our missionary wall. You should be getting a letter in the mail either today or maybe yesterday about missions in May. We are going to be focusing on praying for our missionaries this month, and so I would encourage you to get a hold of that calendar and start using it on May 1st. It is going to be a good opportunity for us to remember our people who are serving the Lord in different parts of the world. And many of them are dealing with a lot of the same kinds of things we are. I am in the middle of trying to set up another interview with another couple of missionaries, the Guns, down in Panama, to hear what life is like for them down there. But you can be praying for all of our missionaries, of course. Behind me is our 1A group board, where you obviously get all kinds of information about our small groups. And let's be praying for those small groups who are meeting, by the way, and they've been meeting for quite a while with Zoom. And again, as we've said before, there's never a bad time to join a small group. This is a great time to do it, especially if for those who maybe are feeling the pinch, a little bit of loneliness and one anothering. These small groups are doing the best they can week in, week out, and it'd be a great time for you to join one. So we have small groups, as you know, that meet on a number of nights of the week geographically around the city. If you need some more information, you can call the church office. So we're going to walk a little bit down into the main auditorium, and if you've been on Facebook, you've seen at least me post some pictures of what our auditorium looks like, not just in its emptiness, but in particular what it looks like during the live stream. And so let me show you real quickly. This is what you see on Sundays, but maybe don't see these two cameras that Steve has set up for us. But this is our stage, which you probably have noticed has been shifted to the left for the sake of those cameras, and where our two great interpreters sit up here on the stage. This is kind of my view, I guess you might say, when I preach each and every Sunday. And with the exception of maybe Warren and Mark and maybe one of the interpreters, that's about all we have in this auditorium. Let's be praying for one another. As I stressed in a video a few days ago, let's be praying for unity, be praying that we would show each other the grace that God has extended to us. Pray that the Lord would bring us back together soon. Pray that we would come back with enthusiasm, eager to serve, ready to minister to one another, ready to worship the Lord together. I know one of the things I've missed quite a bit, as many of you have missed, is just the singing together. It's just obviously not the same singing in your living room, and it's not the same singing here. And so we're looking forward to that. Let's be praying that one another would be protected financially and physically. So far, seems like we have escaped the coronavirus by God's grace, but at least as far as we know, let's keep praying that will be the case. That will enable us to regather and keep safe from the virus. So we're thankful for that. I don't think I mentioned about 1A groups, ways we can pray for each other, but be praying for those 1A groups as well, that they would just continue to be able to faithfully meet, be able to pray for each other, be able to deepen their relationships and take on the challenges and the awkwardness of Zoom meetings, and pray for those 1A group leaders, that they would know how to best shepherd those who are leading them. And so You can be praying for our friends that sit up here each and every Sunday. They have been so diligent to help live stream, to help the graphics along. Hannah and Steve and Heather and Jimmy in particular, all of the four of them have really done an exceptional job. We're so thankful for them. Let's pray that they would be strengthened and encouraged on Sundays, and that they would see the Lord's people, both local and universal, as just an object of ministry, and that people would be blessed by what they're doing. This, of course, is Sylvia's office. She doesn't work here on Thursdays, so it is empty. No kids doing school here. Be praying for her. She's obviously taking on, like many moms and dads, some extra responsibilities of leading her kids through online learning and being our church secretary. So she's got a lot on her plate right now. Let's be praying for patience for her, for creativity, for diligence, that she too would be encouraged. She too would be strengthened by what we are doing here at our church during this time of weirdness. And we appreciate Sylvia, and thank you for being a blessing to her. I am now walking down the wing that we typically think of when we think of our children. A lot of empty classrooms. A lot of classrooms here that have been gathering dust. There's the nursery. Not a lot of things happening down in this part of the building, or have been for maybe a couple months now. But we need to be praying for our children's ministry team and teachers and assistants as they start thinking about return and what that's going to look like for them, praying for their own safety and health, praying that they have time to prepare whenever that time of regathering is, that they would be able to do so with excellence, that they would be able to step back into their classrooms and pick up ministry and be able to help kids kind of reorient themselves to one another relationally and their own teachers and assistants. And we are so thankful for our children's ministry and our kids. I mean, if there is a part of our church that's definitely been growing in the last few years, it is our young families and our kids. And we are so thankful that that's what God is building his church. He's doing it there. So we need to be praying for our children's ministry team as they have creatively been shepherding and teaching our kids in the coronavirus. If you don't have kids or grandkids, you may not know that, but our children's ministry teachers have been sending lessons via video to our kids and packets to work on. And so they have not been neglected during this time. We're so thankful for that. As we make our way down this other hallway, really right now, this is just an access hallway, but of course, those of you who are a part of E-classes know that here in E17, there are a couple classes that take place. There is currently a Ephesians class that meets here, and then of course our grandparents class that meets over here. If you've not been in this classroom in a while, you need to come check it out. On the different walls, there are pictures of all of the grandkids that each person who's in this class has. And you can probably see they go all the way around the room. And, grandparents obviously are a specially designated parent, I would say, of kids. God has put them in a place to be discipleship-oriented, gospel-centered, and we have some great grandparents at our church that need our prayers as they seek to shepherd their kids and their grandkids during these confusing times. They seek to bring wisdom and maturity to what's going on. Let's be praying for them. Let's be praying for our E-class teachers and leaders who've been off for a while now. It's hard to get back in the habit of teaching and preparing to teach. I've even not really done a lot of work in my Ephesians class and probably should be doing more than I am. Let's be praying for some diligence for those who are teaching and for those students, that they'll be able to pick up where they left off and not be too burdened by what's going on in the meantime. So that is our E-class rooms. And again, I know none of these rooms are new to anybody. I just thought it'd be a fun way to kind of think of some ways to be praying for each other during this time as we notice different classrooms. Hey, something here. This is the bathroom. Haha. Yes, bathrooms. Just saw that and thought of just some of our people, I guess one person in particular, who does such a great job keeping our facility clean. That is Amber. And let's be praying for her and Alan and Matt as they faithfully serve us in that area and also leading the youth group. They do just a tremendous job bringing their giftedness and love for our teenagers to their home, and we host as well every now and then in our home, and they are also faithfully ministering to our teenagers during this time. They are meeting on Zoom with our young people. Actually, every Friday night, every other Friday, they're doing their Bible study, and then the Fridays after that, they play games. And so they're really loving on our kids a lot. We parents of teens greatly appreciate them. So let's be praying for them that they'd be encouraged during these days, and they would faithfully serve and continue to serve so well. So I'm not going to go to the basement. I hope that's okay. But, it does remind me that one of the things we get to do in the basement that we love so much is eat together. And we do hope to have a fellowship meal and sometime pretty soon after we start to regather. So let's be praying that happens soon. Man, if there's something I've been praying for more than anything, it's that this would come to an end. I would rather navigate through the regathering process and the weirdness of it than just keep waiting and wondering when it's just going to happen. So I am praying that we get together soon. I'm praying that this building is open soon. I hope you are too. Hope you have a great day today, everyone. And let's be praying for each other.